So I'm starting with you prick, right? Because you in the group chat this morning sort of doing up like this final is going to be, two bum teams, Man United, Spurs. It's meaty, it's crap, it's horrible, trying to diminish it, trying to take it away from us, trying to make us feel bad today. And you had the audacity to tell me I was rattled.
Well, Staffy was as well. Staffy gave with the shut up bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, with the meme. So I just, and then you jumped on it, and I'm like, come on. And Staffy, I even said to Staffy before we went live, it's true. And he was like, yeah, but I don't want you to say it. And
the thing is,
true.
This is the thing for me, though, right? This is the thing for me. Man United and Spurs have not been particularly good in the Premier League this year, but I ain't rattled, bro. You couldn't wind up a clock when it comes to this subject matter for me, bruv. I'm telling you now. And I was thinking about this earlier, and Spurs fans can do what they want. But I was like, this is a West Ham fan laughing at two superior football clubs for being in a European final to add more glory to it. But you know why the bitterness is there, boys? And I saw this earlier. When you compare Tottenham to West Ham, right? You see...
Oh, we're doing that, are we?
You see the league titles. You see the FA Cups. You see the European Cups all in Tottenham's favour. 25 trophies to 7.
How does that make 25? 2 plus 8 plus 3. That count 13.
Because I haven't included all the trophies. There's just counted main ones and all trophies in totality. The same as yours, bro. The same as yours.
Wait, where's our Intertoto then? Because that makes 3 European Cups. But if we're doing that,
that's not real. Yeah, then you compare it. Then you compare it to Manchester United that you're mocking, bro. But I just want to put this on screen to look at the sheer difference in success between our clubs. Okay, sheer difference in success, and this is why you can't rattle me on it, bro. This is why you can't wind me up on it, because for me, this is like a Chihuahua. You got a pitbull, right? It's as simple as that.
You got a graphic made. You got a proper graphic made.
Absolutely, right? Because I just wanted to let everybody know what we're dealing with here. It is a Chihuahua barking at a pitbull. It's water off a duck's back. I'm about as wound up about what you said as you are follically complete. Right, that's all I got to say on this, bruv. That's my message to everybody. You can slag United off, you can slag Tottenham off, but at the end of the day, barring Liverpool, in terms of reaching this final, it will be a better achievement for the winner than any other club in England this year, potentially barring Crystal Palace, who could win their first ever trophy. That would be gargantuan. I'm not going to take that away from them. So you can wind us up all you want. I've been loving the meltdowns, loving everybody panicking. I'm not going to do what Big Ange did and lose myself and go all crazy because people are going to try. Of course, they're going to try and diminish it. But you only try and diminish things that you're jealous of, that you're upset about. No one tries to diminish things that they actually think are bad because you don't need to. So my message is, Man United fans, don't be triggered by people like Lawless that are jealous of Tottenham, that are jealous of Manchester United. Just laugh at it. It's hilarious, mate. So thank you for cheering up my morning, brother. Thank you. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Lawless, are you not embarrassed of yourself right now?
I think that was such a pointless exercise because nowhere did I say that as clubs, you are crap clubs. You are crap institutions. What I was inferring is that you have both been very, very poor this season, really awful. And that is the final of the Europa League. Currently, right now in 2025, poor teams.
Do you know what's really funny though about again, the messenger here, the Chihuahua versus the Pitbull? We have both been horrendous in the league this year, but we're still above you.
I didn't say we wasn't. I never listen. When I'm saying this, I'm not saying
it's beautiful.
I'm not saying that we've been great and we should be there. We don't deserve it. Like we're in your camp. We're all in the same.
You know, he predicted that you'd get Europe as well. He predicted that you'd get Europe.
We're not in the same camp. We're not in the same camp because we're in the final. We're in the final. Sorry, we're in the final of a major European trophy. We are not in the same camp. By the way, West Ham and Man United, as we just showed on the screen, we're never in the same camp. We're not on the same continent, my brother. But in fact, different planets and solar systems.
Can we not admit that Man United
quiet.
right now are a crap team, and so are Spurs?
Of course
and
we
there
are.
two
But Lawless, that's what makes
crap
it
teams in
sweeter,
the
Lawless.
final.
Look, that's what makes it sweeter.
Kind of
Lawless.
embarrassing.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If I go to the kitchen right now and I get me a knife and I
Okay,
just cut my hand and I start bleeding, you know what comes out of that blood? Winning. That's all I do. I win. Doesn't matter how good. It doesn't matter how bad I am. I win things no matter what stage I am as a club. I told you the stat before we even went live on the show. 12 finals in the past decade. The worst decade ever. There's people that live their whole lives that don't get to see their teams in a final. They'll be lucky to see one or two like you did when you went to the Conference League final. And that's it. I've been crap, yet I still go to finals. That just shows me as a club. Arsenal for 5 years still haven't been in a final as good as they've been. And we're going to talk about them in a minute. As good as they've been. It just shows you that even in one of my down seasons, I could still get to a final. I find that more impressive than being a good team and reaching a final. Because when you're a good team and reach a final, that's respect for your hard work. But to be a crap team like United, you undefeated the whole Europa League campaign. Basically, we bitched two La Liga teams, including the fourth best team in La Liga, that has as many defeats as Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. They have the best back line, and I put 7 past them, and I have Højlund and Garnacho playing up top. And you want me to look at this Europa League final any differently?
Listen, you don't have to, but the rest of the football world,
don't you, Staffy? You got a real spring in your step today, blood.
And you know what?
You know what it is? I've been on a run for the past 3 days, bro. Like I'm telling you, sports has treated me very well. I want to slap up the Celtics, and now I want to slap up the Athletic Bilbao men in the final. I need to have this energy coming in. Like I cannot be I can't be a Debbie Downer because I've had an unsuccessful. Listen, Lolo, sorry, 1 second. I am not Arsenal. I'll tell you why. I don't treat football in isolation. I don't look at all because we all start the season doing what? We're in 4 competitions. We're in 2 domestic cups. We're in the league, and we're in a European competition if you make it. Okay. I don't look at these seasons and say, well, because I'm doing well in the Champions League, I can reach a final. It doesn't matter that I didn't win the league. Oh, because I might win the league. It doesn't matter that I didn't win a cup. I don't do that. I am not going to let my poor league form overtake how good I've been in Europe. People who treat these competitions in isolation, I can't understand them. That's not a logical way to look at football. The best teams, ideally, obviously go and compete on front ends on all of them. I couldn't. I'm not that good. I'm clearly sitting in 15th. However, just because I'm 15th, it doesn't mean that the Europa League is more embarrassing. Because guess what? If I'm in top 4 right now and I'm in this Europa League final, people will still find a way to shit on me and be like, well, you're not in the Champions League, so who cares? Either way, I'm not going to go with that mentality. You find yourself being an Arsenal fan, not you personally, but as an Arsenal fan, they live their whole life saying bigger fish to fry. Guess what? If I live with that mentality, I'm going to end up being an Arsenal fan, frying no fish. Last 2 years ago, I fried a small little fish, a goldfish, called the Carabao Cup. And then last season, I got me a little bit of a bigger fish, just enough for one person. And I fried that one and I ate it. I called it the FA Cup. And now this season, I found me a bigger fish, not the biggest one, but a little bit of bigger fish called the Europa League. And I'm going to fry this one. Guess how many fish Arsenal fried over the last 4 years? They're still left on an empty stomach. Their olive oil is unused. They haven't touched the cooker because they can't fry no fish. They can't deep fry it. They can't even air fry it if they try to be healthy. And I'm supposed to look at football like them. No, I'm enjoying that Europa League final. I will be there. I'm taking off from work. I wanted to go to the game, but the game is too expensive. Guess what? I'm going to take off from work. I'm going to do content for the day. I'm going to enjoy the day out, and I hope we win it. And that's what I'm doing, Lawless. You won't be able to diminish the excitement that I have for a European Cup final.
I agree with everything that you're saying. Unfortunately, I have to cheer for you, which is
after how they've just gripped you up and chefed you up right now, both of them.
It's no grips and
I just chefed up the lot.
Listen, I agree with what Staffy's just said. I'm forward, but I will never root for Spurs ever. And do you know what? Shout out to Giuseppe because he actually had a good point. The Conference League final is actually going to be a better standard. It's a higher standard because the 2 better teams in the Conference League than the Europa League. That's mad. And I know you're not going to like that, Terry, but it's
I mean, hang on.
They're scammers, bro. Terry, you're forgetting they got 8.
Hang on. Yeah. Who finished 8th?
You finished 8th, right?
Oh, we finished 8th.
Yeah, you finish eighth. They stole the Europa League from us. We should have actually been in there, blood. You know what I mean? They stole Europa League from us because we made it in there. City were drunk, right? Yeah, they're gonna try and scam their way back into the Champions League.
How did I steal your position? By following the rules and winning the FA Cup, which I know takes me to the.
You man.
Why didn't you win the FA Cup? Why didn't you win the Carabao Cup? Doesn't the Carabao Cup take you to Europe as well, or no?
The reason why we didn't win the FA Cup was because our finishing was poor again. That's the reason why, bro.
So I didn't steal nothing from you. I did what every team is set out to do every season. Go out and win a trophy if you can. If you can't win all 4 of them, which no one does, if you can't win 3, if you can't win 2, at least win 1. And I've won 1 over the last 3 years. So show me all you want. I've done one of my objectives, which is to win a trophy.
And you know, I'll say very, very quickly, address your first point, Lawless. Chelsea, yes, are better than Man United, and they're a higher standard than us this year. Totally agree. Wouldn't disagree with it. You'd be a fool too. But you say Real Betis are a better standard.
Right now.
Well, you say right now, Man United just smashed 7 goals past the team sitting 4th in La Liga. So it's just flawed logic. Real Betis are not as good as Atletico. They're not as good as Atletico Bilbao. Man United, over 2 legs, smashed 7 goals past them. So personally, I think Bilbao are a better team than Real Betis, and we just beat them. So I don't agree with you that both teams are a high standard. If Man United were playing Real Betis, I would be confident we could beat them after what we did to Sociedad and after what we did to Bilbao. On the scamming point you make, Don, the problem is you're either. I don't mind if you say that about Man United. What I love is the hypocrisy from you and Lawless to celebrate.
Hey, let me be salty, man. Let me be salty.
That's not about being salty. It's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy. Because what I've heard for 48 hours about Arsenal is fair criticism. Forget league position, Arsenal. It's about winning trophies. When it comes to Man United, it's forget winning trophies. Look at the league position. The irony, the hypocrisy is from sitting on the outside looking in. I've seen the amount of Man United rivals and Arsenal rivals in terms of the overlap of the two. So Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, etc. They're out there doing up the fuck coming second in the league. It doesn't matter about consistency in the league. It's about the trophies you lift. And I'm like, okay, I don't think that's everything you assess when it comes to a football team. But cool. When it comes to Man United, they want to say that winning the FA Cup was scamming it. Getting into the Champions League by winning a trophy is scamming it. But at the same time, say that everything else Arsenal do other than their winning trophies is irrelevant. So which is it? It's hilarious watching the dichotomy in that debate. And as I say, I'll never feel guilty. We won a trophy last year, so we were more deserving of a European place, more so than anybody else in England, barring Manchester City. We were more deserving. We won the biggest domestic cup competition in the world last season against the 4-peat best team in the world at the time, Manchester City. We were more deserving of it than anybody because I'm just going by everybody else's logic this week. Trophies are the most important thing, right? Suddenly when Man United win trophies, everybody finds, and I'm talking pundits too, suddenly everybody finds that actually there are multiple other things that we have to consider. Winning trophies isn't the be all and end all. I just love the hypocrisy. It's beautiful to watch because what you're seeing on both fronts really is pure, unadulterated bitterness. I'm here for it. We're going to the final. We're going to the. I know you're bitter. That's why you're hating.
I'm denying it. You took it, bro. I lost out on Europa League. I lost out on Europa League at fucking your expense, right?
No. We got it at your expense. That's what happened.
Oh yeah. If you want to phrase it like that, cool, whatever, right?
And yes, I want to address this comment. Yes, more deserving. And look, I'm not talking league position. This has been the first season ever I've ever watched football where a team about to win a European trophy or a team about to win a domestic trophy where they have questioned their legitimacy of being in Europe the next year. There wasn't this when Wigan won the FA Cup and win the Europa League, nobody said that's ridiculous. They've been relegated. How does that help the standard? No one cared. It's the only time it's ever happened where people are saying, actually, we should have bylaws that state if you win the Europa League, but you're like below 11th in the league, you should only get Europa League qualification. Like, it's hilarious. So yes, if you win a major trophy, you are fully deserving of the place that you get. And I think you're more deserving than a team that comes 4th or 5th in a league because you have won a tournament. You have reached the pinnacle, which is what everybody is aiming for. Doesn't mean, by the way, and this is why the conversation's hard, because there's a lot of dumb people on the internet that can only speak in like binary 1 and 2. Man United winning this trophy doesn't mean we're complete and the best team in the world and don't need to improve. That also exists. But yeah, Man United and Spurs being in the final, we'll get into it in more detail. I love it because everybody is tuning in. It's going to be bigger than the Champions League final in the UK. It's going to be one of the most televised games in the history of this country, and I can't fucking wait. It's going to be amazing.
Would it have been bigger if Arsenal got to the Champions League final? Would it have been?
Yes, because it's the Champions League final. If there was and I did say in England, globally, the Champions League will win. If Arsenal made the Champions League final, everyone would have been tuning in hoping they lost, right? Where with this game, you're going to get similar numbers.
Be hoping both teams lose somehow.
But this is what. How do you?